Lovely sexy gaming people. Right, Dungeons & Dragons Adventure issue 5, black and red dice. Making hash of getting into this one. Thank you. File that on the phone. Right, Dungeons & Dragons Adventure. Look at the dice in a moment. Go that way. The 3 pillars. What's the 3 pillars? Is that the same as the 3 seashells from Demolition Man? Most adventuring activities in D&D fall under 3 categories: exploration, social interaction and combat. Achieving the right balance between these 3 pillars of play is one of the secrets to a truly satisfying adventure. Okay. And these 2 characters here look like the cartoon characters from the Dungeons & Dragons animated series. So, social interaction, combat and exploration. Passage of time, part 1. In Dungeons & Dragons, time is relative and under the control, of the Dungeon Master. So yeah, I mean, if, you know, a long rest is supposed to be, I think 8 hours minimum. A short rest is 1 hour to 4. So you don't like wait 8 hours or whatever. You just, you know, we're taking a long rest. Right, your long rest has happened and nothing untoward's occurred, sort of thing. You know, that's how it works. Time in combat. Cycle of rounds and turns. Your time is your own. Darkness and light. Sage advice. Light and dark can affect what a character sees, as well as their ability to hit a creature in combat or target it with a spell. By its very nature, the life of an adventurer involves delving into places that are dark and dangerous. So if you don't have a light or can't see in the dark, your job's about to get very, very hard. So 3 states: the presence or absence of light in an environment creates 3 categories of illumination: bright light, dim light, darkness. Alright, taking damage, resistance, vulnerability and immunity. Yeah, there are some really OP monsters out there that can like kill you within 1 or 2 rounds. So that's going to be an interesting read for me. Resistance, vulnerability and immunity. Right, so resistance. If a creature has resistance to a damage type, damage of that type is halved against it. So you've got things like slashing damage, like for swords, piercing damage for crossbow and arrow bolts and stuff. Bludgeoning, so if you hit somebody with a warhammer, that's bludgeoning. And you can have fire damage, acid damage, and other such things. And if your creature has resistance, then the damage that you deal, you know, so if you score a hit and then you roll your damage dice and you say, for example, score a 6, that damage is then reduced down to 3, essentially. But if you also have resistance to certain types of attack, then obviously any damage of that type of attack that lands on you can be reduced down. Vulnerability. If a creature has a vulnerability to a damage type, damage of that type is doubled against it. So, say for example, I don't know, say for example you had some sort of tree creature that was made of wood. Its vulnerability might be fire. So, you know, if you were to attack it with a firebrand, you know, or a flaming torch, then you would double the damage that you roll, basically. And immunity. If a creature has immunity to a damage type, it ignores any damage of that type. It's always handy. Fighters. Gladiators, archers, street fighters, swashbucklers, mercenaries, militia and knights are all fighters. Dungeons and Dragons' most diverse and customizable class. Pick up any weapon, don any armour and get ready to fight. Let's get ready to rumble. Well-rounded specialists. Why do you fight? And dressed for battle. Fighter features first levels. This will be interesting. Interesting for me. I chose protection as my fighting style. So if my friends and I are fighting together in a group and they're within 5 feet of me and they're attacked, I can kind of use my shield to add protection to them. And it imposes disadvantage on attack rolls for that person or for the creature that's fighting my friend. Neverwinter Wood. The Forest of Neverwinter seems to have a magical quality about it. That feeling is enhanced by the always warm water in Neverwinter River, which is heated by an active volcano on the northern beaches of on the northern reaches of the forest. The swathe of destruction that cut through the wood during its last eruption can still be seen, although new trees are beginning to grow where the ancient ones once stood. So it's nice actually getting background on this. So in I think it was the D&D Essentials kit, you get a map of the Sword Coast, and it is literally, it's just this sized, it's folded in half to go in the box. But the card map that we got with issue 2 of the Sword Coast region, so much better, so much better. If I did take a photograph, if I remember, I'll put it in the video so that you can see the comparison between the smaller one that you get with the Essentials kit and the one that we got with issue 2. So if they keep producing nice carded maps like we got in issue 2, I'll be a happy bunny. Skeletons! Oh my god, how many skeletons have I actually bloody fought? Loads. They're the bane of my life. Limited intelligence. Top tip: resurrecting a skeleton banishes the hateful undead spirit that animates in it and restores its body and soul. Okay, that's interesting. Right, and then the encounter. Crypt of the Elf Lord. And again, it's a playtime of 1 to 2 hours. Local tearaway Carp Alderleaf returns from the woods with a tale of encountering sleeping elves in a cave. It's not the first time his stories have caused trouble, and his mother is quick to dismiss this one. Yet something about the tale rings true. In truth, Carp has trespassed into the sacred grounds of Ilian Bruin, an ancient fey kingdom of the elves, and alerted its primal guardians. The Crypt of the Elf Lord lures adventurers with the promise of elven gold, but those who venture inside risk being trapped against their will. So there you go. Alright, tracking time. Keyed locations, so we've got a trapped reliquary. I'm not going to start messing about with trying to say words again. Crypt of the Elf Lord. So this looks, fairly easy to produce. So we get a trap in the first part. So doors, and then C3. Magic mirror. So this looks like it's a magic mirror into the next chamber. There you go. So we're going to be battling our skeletons, and you can, and a blink dog. Wow, what is a blink dog? Medium Fey, lawful good, armor class 13. Right. Blink Dog understands Sylvan but can't speak it. Proficiency bonus +2. What? It doesn't say what a Blink Dog does. What's it do? La, 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 la. If a character approaches within 10 feet of Lord Perrin, 4 Blink Dogs are summoned from the Feywild to protect their liege. The Blink Dogs remain in the shadows behind the throne, but snarl and bark at the adventurers if they draw close to Lord Perrin. If an adventurer disturbs the elf's body, the dogs attack the party. And it looks like if you can awaken the Elf Lord, the inscription on the throne is a guide to awaken Imperial Spirit from the afterlife. He stirs from his deadly slumbers if the characters return to Area C2 and perform the following actions in any order. Leave Saniel's goblet filled with silver coins. Pour water into the goblet next to Lucan's body. Fill Quelina's goblet with earth or pebbles. Fill Halimath's goblet with leaves, twigs or other woodland vegetation. Cool. So there you go. That was that. And we get the red and black dice in this one. So nice kind of swirly marbled effect on these. So you can see all of those. That is actually, it's really nice colouring. I don't know if you can make that out, but the colouring on these is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, it's a nice set. Oh, this dice might end up in the dice bin because it's rolling low. Haven't had anything higher than a 7, I don't think. 7 again. 12, so D20 there. 3, 5, 17, 11. Okay. So yeah, there you go. That's that set. Nice, actually. I like the colour. That'll be a nice addition to my growing collection. Okay, so that was that issue. Hope you enjoyed that. Come back for the next one. All right, take care. Bye-bye.